Hey everybody, it's Rockula and welcome back to Rockula Retrospective. This is going to be my second episode of From the Drummer's Perspective. And if you remember in episode 1, which you can see right here if you click, that I did a combination review slash drum cover. And, I thought for this time I would do a product review. So here is my review of the offset middle pedal. So yeah, I just recently purchased an offset middle pedal and I did an unboxing video, which you can watch right here. I can't really remember the first middle pedal that I ever saw. It's a toss-up between the Sonar giant step and the offset middle pedal. Quite a few years back, I built a Frankenstein middle pedal by adding my old pearl clamp to an existing double pedal. It was rickety, but it started making me think about moving my bass drum to the middle. I also realized that the bass drum could be placed farther out in front of the set, and this provided lots of room to bring my drums in and make them even more compact. Now, the three middle pedals that I have found on the internet were, the first one was the Sonar giant step, and that goes for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, but that's because it's German and there's all that, weird international stuff. Then you've got the Slicemen, which I've never found how to buy that pedal on the internet, but I didn't look real hard. But I saw in a forum that they were going for like $500. And then I went and got the offset middle pedal, and that was $350 with shipping. The offset middle pedal, as well as the Sonar, is a modification of the traditional double bass pedal where there is a slave pedal connected to the beaters with a linkage. Another notable middle pedal is the Slicemen. It is reported to be the smoothest middle pedal because it doesn't use a linkage. Instead, the footboards are connected directly to the beaters. Although this is an ingenious design, it is limiting in that you cannot extend the pedals apart longer distances like a pedal with a linkage. My interest in the middle pedal is more than just getting the bass drum in the middle. It is also to get the bass drum farther away from the set. The most obvious feature that is indicative of a mid to higher priced pedal is a double chain, but then you notice that there are springs on both the slave pedals and the center beater unit. And the linkages are sealed and protected by flexible rubber sleeves. There is also a support bar to keep everything extra steady. And what's this? A drum key holder on each slave pedal? Fancy! I had always used double pedals in the $200 range, and they were kind of short on extra features. They worked just fine for me, and I didn't really need all of those extra features, but then when I set up this pedal, I had a little bit of a tough time because there were so many extra features on this pedal that I just didn't even know existed. First of all, I have to admit that the beaters they provided are better than my traditional felt beaters. Normally, I don't like two-sided beaters because they don't give you enough felt on the felt side, but there is a generous amount, so it sounds well, and I like it. They are slightly heavier as well, so I like that too. When it came to fine-tuning, I had a hard time adjusting the positioning of the beaters until I realized that the beaters have their own adjustment. But my biggest problem was with the way the pedal felt when I started playing it. To be honest with you, I didn't like the feel of the pedals when I first started playing them, and I thought that I was going to have to adjust my own playing technique to accommodate these new pedals. But then I had a phone call from Charles Fisher, and he told me that you could adjust where the chain meets the sprocket, and once I did that, everything was great. The sprocket came adjusted all the way out, which makes it more like pedals with straps. I prefer the more popular shape, which is more circular. Once I got the adjustment down, I started flying on them. You know that feeling when you get a new piece of gear that is light years ahead of your old one? Well, this is one of those moments for me. So before we get to the conclusion, I have to say that this segment is being recorded out of sequence, and that's because I thought that I had had this review finished. I was in the editing stages when I suddenly had a revelation. How easy would it be to convert this into a trigger pedal? The answer? Very easy. All you need to do is put the pedals in from the bottom and adjust the individual beaters. You can use the same beaters. You don't even need to use the bent up kind that usually come with this type of inverted beater pad. The only complaint that I had was that it was a bit wobbly, so I had to use a folded up mic bag to steady it for the moment. Without some support under the bottom pad, it's going to move around. I will probably end up using something unobtrusive later, like a small piece of wood. This means that you can convert the offset middle pedal to an electronic bass trigger pedal with very minimal adjustment. The conclusion? This pedal is no mere novelty. Not only is it the best choice for a middle pedal, I think this is the best choice for a double bass pedal in the $350 range. Hell, I'd put it up against stuff that goes for $500, even $800. That's how well made this pedal is. So, does Rockula recommend this pedal? Hell yeah! You better go out right now and go to the Offset website and check out the Offset middle pedal. I'm Rockula, and this is Rockula Retrospective.